Hey everybody, welcome back to Sheer Makeup and Madness, and I just did this, and yeah, I just tore my throat out. No, just wasn't feeling it tonight. I just, bleh, bleh. Just tore it right out. So, if you guys want to learn how to do this, look at that chest. Look at that bloody chest. Bleh. If you guys want to learn how to do this, stick around for the video and learn. What I first started doing was I basically coated it with liquid latex. You can go back into my other videos and kind of see the products that I use. I just used the basic liquid latex that I got at Spirit Halloween, and I used a makeup palette that I got there and a base cream, kind of like a what is it? It's a foundation makeup, and it kind of fits my skin tone a little bit better, but in the other videos I was using it on my buddy Lars. Basically, I coated it with one layer of liquid latex, and I decided to put toilet paper over it just to ensure that it was going to stick. I wanted to make sure that my neck was very saturated with liquid latex, and then I put the toilet paper on. I stuck the toilet paper down just to make sure that it kind of sunk through the toilet paper to make sure that it's very, very saturated, and then I took more liquid latex and I put it over it. And what that is going to do is it's going to make it even more saturated and more pliable for a second coat of liquid latex and toilet paper. And the reason I did 2 layers of toilet paper was because I think that 2 layers is good enough to kind of make it look more of a realistic and a actual scar that came out of what you are going to see here. I put another coat of liquid latex on to make sure that this coat was extremely saturated, and I kind of went around the edges trying to kind of blend it out just a tad bit, not too much, because I'm going to put another layer of toilet paper on. I did notice with the first layer of toilet paper it was too large, so I had to rip some off. So as I'm putting the second layer of toilet paper on, I decided to rip it, kind of make it a little bit smaller, that way it fits my neck a little bit more and it kind of looks more proper. And I'm again pressing it down to make sure that it kind of sunk through the toilet paper and made it more saturated than it needed to be. And then I'm going to come back over it with more liquid latex. Ain't that fun? And now I'm just saturating it even more, making sure that it's wet. And I keep on saying saturated, but I'm gonna have to. So here you go. It was very, very saturated, you know, and I made it look extremely wet, like I wanted to. And look at that. Oh my gosh, I got freaking liquid latex on my chest. Ain't that gonna hurt? Well, then I decided that I was going to use a toothpick to kind of rip the middle of the actual piece itself. I'm kind of waiting till it dried a little bit because I didn't want to rip it right as I put it on, just because I felt like it was going to kind of rip off the whole entire neck. But also, I'm pulling my shirt away just because doing it with a shirt, it kind of gets stuck to your shirt, and your shirt starts to get a little sticky. Now I'm going back over the toilet paper with more liquid latex just to ensure that I am going to be ready to poke the hole in the middle of it. I'm kind of doing it more on the edges than I am doing it in the middle, just to make sure that the edges are completely kind of blended out and made it look good, so it would stick and it would kind of look better as I'm wearing the shirt. Or you can wear any kind of shirt, obviously. I'm just wearing this shirt because I didn't think it would be right not to wear a shirt in a video. So here's a shot of what the toilet paper looks like. I look like I have a humongous neck, and little surprise for you, I actually don't. I don't have that big of a neck, but it looks like I have a huge neck. Again, I'm kind of pulling my shirt away just to make sure that it doesn't get stuck to my shirt, because pulling it away could actually rip the piece off of the neck, and it could make it loose, and then you have to go back over it. It's kind of a hassle with ripping it off your neck. So at this point, I took the toothpick and I went right up the middle of it just to kind of create that basic rip in it. And then after I made the basic rip, I kind of went to the outsides to make it look more, to make it look larger, make it look like a larger rip in my neck, and it made it look kind of more realistic. And then basically what I did is I'm just kind of making it thicker and making it larger, making a larger hole within the toilet paper and liquid latex.
So deep inside of perfected shot right now. And just to be clear, there is a second definition, perfect porkiness, which I don't mean. And here's the facts for you. And here's some facts for you. Did you know frogs can hear with their lungs? And that flamingos can have orgasms that last 30 minutes. Yeah, weird that I said that last one. So, yeah, look at that. Big win.
And that is what it kind of looks like after I put the hole in my neck. I mean, obviously it's not a huge hole in my neck, but it's there. It's a huge hole in my neck. Told you, I just kind of ripped it off. What I was doing here is I was trying to make it kind of look like an Adam's apple, but it really didn't work out, so I mean, kind of ignore this part. I mean, if you really want to, you can kind of put more stuff into it, but I decided not to after I tried to put it in there. It's just a little hard because the liquid latex kind of sticks to each other. And it kind of settles it down. It doesn't actually look like it's that inflamed anymore. It doesn't look like it's as ripped. So I decided to take it out afterwards. But by all means, if you wanted to put something in your neck to make it kind of look more realistic and kind of more of like an Adam's apple bone, go right ahead. I mean, it's all personal preference. I tried it. I wasn't too sure about it. I didn't really think I liked it, so I decided to take it out.
You wear them? You like it? Super comfortable. I sweatpants when I hear. I love it too, Val. It's really itchy, but to be fair, my head is constantly itching, so I can't really pick it on the hat. Wow. That makes me good long down. I like to knit, okay. Who's that for?
And right there, I took it out, obviously, you can tell. And now I got that little dry spot in my neck to kind of where it was at, and it's kind of hard. And now I'm blocking myself from the camera. There we go. It's kind of better. You can finally see me. I still look like I have a humongous neck, and I don't like having a huge neck. Basically now what I'm doing was I took a sponge, basic sponge, and I took the foundation, and I was kind of blending out just to kind of make it look more like my skin. It kind of fits my complexion, or I mean that's what people say, I guess, complexion. It kind of fit my skin tone, in my personal opinion. It fit it a little bit better than it does Lars, like you've seen in the other videos. So, I mean, it worked out a little bit better for me. But, I mean, again, like I said in my other videos, if you can't find anything that kind of fits your skin tone, you can always kind of mix makeup and stuff like that. That's what I've kind of experienced with some of the other stuff that I've done, is I've kind of mixed paints and makeups and stuff like that to kind of make it look like the skin tone that I'm actually kind of going for. But this stuff actually really works for my skin, so I decided to use it. And again, I'm just kind of blending it out, just making it a little bit more smooth on my neck, so that way it would look like my neck. It kind of looks like my neck. I mean, I guess it is kind of still a little too light for my skin, but I mean, it works better than not having any makeup on it at all and looking extremely, extremely pale. It looks like toilet paper if you don't put makeup on. So, I mean, please try to put makeup on just because it makes it look a little bit better. And what I'm doing here was I was just trying to go underneath, and I was trying to lift it a little bit more to make it look more ripped out, because it kind of got put down and it kind of got flattened out after I put the liquid latex and the bone looking tissue in my neck. But like I said, I didn't like it. You guys can always do that if you want to, but I'm just not going to in this video. So I kind of made it look more puffy and more inflamed, and then I took a little bit more makeup and I wanted to kind of blend out the bottom that I missed kind of under my shirt. Even though that you might not really see it with my shirt there, I still put it there just to kind of make it look more realistic. If somebody were to pull down my neckline of my shirt or anything like that, it would kind of look blended. But that will all kind of get blended in after you put the blood and stuff on, which now I took a basic black off of my palette. I tried using this sponge stick, but it really didn't work for me, so I decided to use my finger. It was a lot easier, and I mean, you guys can kind of give me some tips on what to use for like a product to kind of use it a little bit better, but I find that my finger actually helps a lot. I mean, why not? If it's easy, I'm going to go ahead and use it. But please, like I said, please give me some tips on what to use and all that kind of stuff. But as of right now, I was just using my finger to kind of spread it around inside of the scar, inside of the wound, and kind of make it look more depth, have more depth in it. So I usually just use a basic black, and then I come back over it with a lighter color to kind of give it more like a variety of depth inside of it. I had to leave the room for a couple minutes just to see, go out and get my stack. I usually do my makeup tutorials out in my living room area, but my mom was doing some stuff, so I decided to do my room. This is my room, everybody. Yep, that's my room. Small looking room. So now I took my makeup stack and I kind of used like the darker red, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a lightened look. Obviously you cannot tell as of right now, but I am going to continue using the dark red to kind of, it's like a maroonish color. I've used it in the past in my other videos. I mean, it's kind of my basic stuff for kind of, you know, doing this kind of, doing the makeup and all that kind of stuff. So I was putting the maroon in there just to kind of lighten it up a little bit, and then I came back at it later on with a purplish to kind of give it like a bruising inside. I used the brighter red to kind of go inside of the skin flaps, just to kind of make the skin flaps look a little bit more realistic inside, because who doesn't have bloody skin flaps? I mean, come on, let's be honest. I mean, I put the basic coat of paint on there, and then I decided to use a paintbrush with some blood to kind of go inside and make it look a little bit more realistic inside with the blood. And I kind of had it splatter out a little bit with the outside of it.
Florida Stanley is happy to go to work. Florida Stanley is who you want to Florida too. That's a building.
Hey guys, any sponsors?
You want to go to Tallahassee?
I do. I really do. I think it would be a nice way to clear my head.
You know, I don't think it's a good idea for you to clear your head any more than it has been already. I think you need to find a place where the burdens of everyday life keep you tethered to reality.
You don't. But if you can find something more, I would love to go.
Now I took the brighter red and I kind of dabbed it inside just to kind of lighten it up. I don't know if you guys just saw that, but when I lift it up into the light, you can definitely see a definite change between the black and the what I have now inside of the wound. And now I'm using a sponge to kind of coat the inside of the wound with blood, doing it very, very softly just to make sure that the makeup doesn't kind of run out inside. And I did this, I think, probably 1 to 2 times. I maybe did it a third time, but in the past. As you can kind of see, the makeup kind of rubbed off a little bit, but I mean, you really can't tell. And that's what I was talking about, is you want to be really, very careful with it.
Okay, listen up, everyone. Here's who's going to Florida. Kathy, Stanley, no. Ryan, no.
Then I kind of went around the outside to kind of do some basic bruising with a little bit of the purplish kind of makeup, and I kind of spreading it out a little bit to make it look very, very, very bruised and kind of more scarred up than usual. I mean, I don't really know exactly what a realistic torn open neck looks like. I mean, if you guys do, I want to know why. You know what it looks like, but hey, do you guys, do you? And then I went around with a little bit of black to kind of add some depth to the bruising, and I was kind of spreading it out, and I was kind of rubbing it instead of patting as much, but I was still dabbing with my fingers just as much as rubbing it. Then I took a little bit of the red, the bright red, and I kind of dabbed around it to kind of make it look like it had a little bit more color, and that way it kind of also looked like a little bit of the blood was kind of spread out. And then I took the cup of blood and I tried to kind of pour it into the scarring. That way it kind of looks like my blood is kind of, well, obviously leaking out of my neck. I mean, because I don't think I've ever met anybody that's neck doesn't bleed. Then I took my fingers and I kind of rubbed inside to kind of spread out the blood inside, and basically just to make sure that it looks good. I'm rubbing off my fingers so I can kind of get the blood off of these fingers, and this is my finished product. This is my ripped open neck. That is what it looks like, and I think it looks pretty dang good. How about you guys? Hey everybody, welcome back to the outro goodbye screen. I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching my video, and like always, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the flip.